somebody that's been locked up before, then you already know something that is very dangerous inside of prison. Somebody will go to the above and beyond just to get their hands on these type of things, all right? And if you're somebody that doesn't know how to do your time without it, you're going to find yourself in harm's way. Because I'll tell you one thing, when it comes to stuff like this, no matter where you go, you're going to have it. And no matter where you go, people are going to want it. And it's going to be intimidating, it's going to be tough to not make money or do whatever it is you got to do. So we're going to sit here and I'm going to tell you why something like this is so dangerous and how far people will take it in order to get their hands on it. I'm the best, finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga, yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitches with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2, cause violent first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, y'all? You already know, man. K-Fraud TV back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back, y'all. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the main things that a lot of people find themselves getting into trouble over, okay? There's tons of things that can lead to a situation. And a lot of situations end up being hands-on. Which means people have no problem putting their hands on you, okay? And it can be over the littlest thing. But like you've seen in the intro, of course, I'm going to be talking about, when it comes to certain type of hustles and stuff like that. The hard thing is a lot of people can't really shake it. You understand? They find themselves chasing after what has a good, source of income, a good hustle, a good flip, a good way to stack money. Depending on why they want to stack money, whether it's, to get by while they're in there or, to stack money so that way they have something waiting on them by the time they get out. So that way they feel like they're a few steps ahead. You never really know why. But one thing you will know for a fact is everybody tries to hustle. Everybody tries to have a reason to get their hands dirty. A reason to be on the scene and try to flip things such as cigarettes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you come across somebody in there that, let's just say for instance, has a whole pack of cigarettes, right? You got to see how that person carries theirself, okay? What I mean by that is if they're well-known, like, businessman and they're a playmaker and a lot of people respect them, then, they might last a while. But if they're not, someone's just going to take it. You feel me? I've seen multiple people who try to hustle because they see everybody else hustle. I've seen multiple people who try to do it themselves get their shit taken off rip. Just because that person didn't get their shit taken doesn't mean someone won't come try to take what you have. You feel me? And of course, people are going to always pick the most vulnerable and the weakest link. So if you got somebody in there that is going to defend their stuff, that's going to stick up for their shit that you're trying to steal, or you got somebody in there that will not stick up for themselves, which one would you go for first? Obviously the easiest one, right? Because you want to make it to where you hit that lick the easiest way possible with less problems, with the in and out situation, making it to where it's that much easier to gain what they have. You see what I'm saying? Now, while I was in there, I hustled. I had multiple hustles. Cigarettes was one of them. You get what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. If you gain respect and you actually have it to where people will allow you to make your money, you ain't got to stab people all the time or beat people up or hit people with locks. And there's not that much drama coming at you because they respect you and like you who you are. You might as well take that time that you have in there to make some money. All right? Because even if you have respect, there's still going to be some people that try to crash on into your lane and try to knock you off your pivot and ruin what you got going on. So it's up to you to kind of like shut that shit down first quarter. You see? Because if you let one person get in your lane or try to cross you over or short stop you or backdoor you about money and you do not like shut it down off rip, it leaves an impression to other people. You get what I'm saying? And make other people think that they can do it. So anytime you're getting money and you're doing your thing and you're just, smooth sailing, no problems or anything, it could be a 4-month run, a 6-month run, an 8-month run, and then somebody's going to try to come in your lane sideways. You got to execute. You got to do what you have to do to make it to where business keeps rolling. You feel what I'm saying? Because the show must go on, whether it's you doing it or someone else. And you can't postpone that either.
which means if someone does try to, you know, shortstop you or backdoor you or go against the grain of the way you do your business, the whole goal is to execute, take care of that problem and that person quickly as possible and just keep everything smooth sailing like you've been doing, because you don't want to be off track for too long. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you think about it, when it comes to, you know, hustling and making money, if you have one cigarette and you break that shit down in the $2 hollows, that's $10 that you get off of one of those. You understand? 20 a pack, that's $200. 10 packs a carton, that's $2,000. A carton, depending on which type you get, you can get anywhere from $35 to $50. So you do the math. If you got somebody that's cool with you enough that'll put some money in your account while you're in there to get your canteen or commissary, they'll shoot you $50 once a year. Just say, you could get a carton instead of that. And look at that. Instead of $50 of commissary, you just turn their 50 into $2,000. As long as nobody tries to run down on you, take your shit, you know. Now, you won't be making the entire $2,000 unless you're the direct route. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's you, specifically yourself, that is the direct route of getting it in. Now, of course, if you got other people that's in the way, whether it's guards or people who suitcase and bring it in, or drones that fly over to get, whatever it may be, whatever routes there is, if there's other people involved, they're going to want to cut. So if you're looking at a carton coming in and you got someone else's route, you're looking at you getting half of that. You see what I'm saying? But that's still $1,000 that you can make off the $50 that somebody would have put in your account. So it's kind of like hard to not want to take that step. You know, you have no bills. You have no responsibilities other than surviving while you're inside of prison. So you might as well take what time you have to make some type of bread. If you're in there and you decide to stack your bread up, your entire bid, just stack and stack and stack and stack. By the time you come home, you're going to be ahead, you know, to where you got money to get a place. You got money to get a whip. You got money to get everything that's messed up in rotation, whether it's your license, you know, things that you may need in order to, you know, keep going. You know, the whole goal is to go up as you're, you know, when you first get out. It isn't to go down. And due to the statistic numbers, a lot of people who get out of prison find themselves going right back, because when they first get out, they don't know how to, you know, cope with the responsibilities, the bills. They can't get a job because they're a felon. You see what I'm saying? Nobody wants to give them that push. When in all reality, you don't really need that push if you were, you know, using your mind the right way while you were gone. Take that time to just stack your bread. Hustle. It ain't got to be cigarettes. You know, it ain't got to be Tunchi. It ain't got to be illegal stuff. It could be tattoos. You know, it could be drawings. It could be portraits. It could be, you know, holiday cards, birthday cards. You can make things. People buy everything you can think of. There's people inside of prison that make pockets, extra pockets on your gym shorts, on your boxers, hidden pockets where you can hide stuff. Like, there's so many different hustles. You see what I'm saying? But one thing I will tell you, with the hustle comes competition. And not only competition, it comes problems. So you got to be ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Me, my main hustle wasn't just tobacco and drugs and stuff like that. It was phones. And of course, competition wasn't as much as the problems. The problems came more than competition. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because, of course, I had competition here and there. But one thing about it, after they get caught once or twice, or, you know, probably even after the very first time they get caught, they don't do that shit no more. You know, they kind of get spooked and they get scared straight after they go to confinement one time for a phone. Next thing you know, they kind of try to stay out the way and don't really. So the competition kind of, you know, falls off way more easier. But the problems, people try to skip, you know, getting their own phones, and they try to skip the routes, and they try to skip, you know, taking the risk themselves. So they'll want to rob or try to steal cell phones. See, so the problems come way more than the competition does when you're in that type of hustle. You see, you just got to be ready for what it is, you know. And I found myself in confinement, you know, I'd hang out, you know, on holidays and shit. I make me a good old goulash, you know what I'm saying? I've took losses with cell phones getting knocked off, getting put in the box. You know, there goes a whole 500 down the drain. You know, got to get another one, power back up. You know, I've been on both sides. I've been to where I was getting phones for the low, like $15 myself, had my own way of getting everything, boom, to where I ain't have to come out of pocket other than the 15 for the phone. And I've also been in the spot to where phones going 550, 600, to where, you know, that's someone else's route. So the way it all goes, you gotta you know, you got to play the game. You get what I'm saying? And you got to do what you got to do. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it, because you're used to getting $15 to $20 a piece at 7-Eleven, a track phone, and you're getting them in there and you can sell them for $650, $500. You know, now all of a sudden, there's already routes at this place to where you got to go that route in order to guarantee to get it in, and it's someone else's route, so they're going to charge you more. You got to, you know, you got to play the game. You got to keep it rolling how it is until you're in position, you know, to where now you found another way, another perfect way to get it in. Whether you snatch you a female guard, or you're cool with the male officers that are going to, you know, make something shake for some money, or whatever it is. You just got to, you can't just, you know, wipe your hands and just say, nah, I'm not going to stay in the phone game because these dudes are taxing with these routes. You got to keep it going so everybody knows what type of line of work you're in when you're inside of prison. You see what I'm saying? And I found myself multiple times after getting phones knocked off, after blowing my money just to have fun, after, you know, cooking big ass goulages on holidays for the entire dorm. I fed the whole dorm multiple holidays. Old people who never get any money. All I ask is, like, I'd go around and ask everybody, do you have a bowl? If they don't have a bowl, I'd put how many bowls I need. And then next thing you know, I'm not just buying the food to make it, I'm buying them their plastic bowls. So they'll have a bowl and a tumbler cup after we're done. You know, you get to keep your bowl and cup. You see, like, I did things like that because I was making money, you know, and I wanted to show back to my dorm. Because your dorm, you know, you need people in order for you to survive in there when you're hustling. If you don't keep people like this, you know, people are going to drop kites on you and they're going to get you up out of there. They're going to tell on you, you know. So I felt like something that simple, you know, I take the loss by coming out of the pocket, spend a couple $100 on canteen, feed the whole dorm on holidays. They'll always remember that because nobody else was doing that type of shit. You feel me? And I'd be the last person they would think to tell on. They'll tell on someone else before they tell on me. That was my tactic. So I took the loss right here, but the outcome and the reward was way higher later on, you see? And I've been in points to where I've spent all my bread that I had access to at the time, because you can only get 100 in your account from Monday to Monday. So it don't matter if you got 10 grand sitting in your account, you can only spend 100 of that Monday to Monday. So I've already had money in people's accounts. I've already, you know, just your hands are tied. And I've had nothing left on me, but I'd say 12 cigarettes, which a whole cigarette they call Cadillac. They call them lacs, you know. I've had 12 lacs on me. Now you can sell a whole lac to somebody for like $2, $3. Depending on the institution you're at, sometimes they're $5, $8, $12. It's still cheaper than, you know, what they usually would go for, you know. So if you sell them wholesale, you can sell them, you know, for $2, $3, you know, if that person's trying to make money, you know. But you don't have to give it to them for that cheap, because you could just hold on to it and pop them down and make, you know, $2 chubs, 5 of them out of it, or, you know, $10 hollows. But I remember I had nothing but cigarettes left, and I cranked up, powered up with that last few amount of lacs that I had. You know, it always came in the clutch, because that's something everybody's going to need. Everybody's going to want. Even the people that don't smoke on the streets, when they go up the road, they're going to smoke. They're going to do it whether it's just to feel like they're getting relaxed, they're getting their mind off the time, or because it feels good to do something you know you're not supposed to be doing. And everybody's doing it. So it's kind of like one of those things where if you keep those on deck, you will always make money. You know, you will always have a hustle. You know what I'm saying? That's one place, no matter what institution you go to, at least for Florida, I'm speaking for, because that's where I've been doing time at. Every institution you go to, no matter which one it is, there's going to be ways to get your hands on cigarettes. That's one of the main things everybody wants. You know, you got people in there that do Molly and stuff like that, but they're not eating the Molly inside of prison. They're smoking the Molly. So they put the Molly on top of the tobacco and roll it up and smoke a stick out of it. You see? So tobacco's still needed. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like if you're somebody that wanted to make money and wanted to hustle, just make sure you're willing to take it farther than you ever thought, because prison is a dangerous place. Think about it on the streets. You know, you might hustle and shit like that, and then, you know, somebody might try to get over on you or try to rob you, and if you don't defend yourself, you could just cut that person off completely or go your own way and start making money over here now and just forget about what happened. You can't do that inside of prison, because once one person gets over on you and you don't handle up, you'll never be able to crank up again. It's like It's gonna be like this weight on your shoulders that everybody's watching and observing. You let one person rob you, they're gonna come at you like hyenas, and they're all gonna rob you. They're gonna wait for you to power up. People will play friendly with you, cool with you, just to make you feel comfortable. Even if the person that robbed you is not on the pound no more, they got transferred or shipped or stabbed or whatever it is. If you're not the one that got that person off the compound and didn't handle that right then and there, or within that damn next 48 hours of him stealing from you or robbing you or whatever, people are going to wait till you power up next time and try to take what you have. Think about it. Why sit there and serve all day to make this amount of much money when I could just fall back and watch you do it? And then when you're about to run out, I take what you have. So you just hustled for me. You see, these are the type of things you got to look for and pay attention to. You see what I'm saying? And if you decide to hustle and you do decide to make you some money while you're inside of prison, one thing that I could tell you right now that is very important: keep people out your pockets. Do not let people know how much money you're making, how much money you have saved, where you have it saved. Don't tell everybody everything. Don't put people all the way up in your game room. Let people, wonder, not know. Because once they know, they're going to try all they can for the 10 steps that you told them you do to making your money. They're going to try all they can to make them make money with them same 10 steps. They're going to try to do exactly what it is you're doing, the same exact way, the same exact hustle. Everybody that plays like they're cool with you when you're talking to them and telling them things, and they act like they're happy for you, low key they're not happy for you. In their mind, they're thinking, damn, if he could do it, what's stopping me from doing it? I could do that if he could do that. You see? And first thing they're going to do is try to step on your toes. So if you're used to making this much money a day, and you're telling this person how you do it, where the route is, how much you pay for it, how much you pay to get it in, how much they go for, who you sell them to, when they buy them. If you start telling all this shit to somebody and you're used to making this much a day, before you know it, you're going to be making this much a day. And then before you know it, the other person's going to be making this much a day. And then you're going to be making this. See? So you got to make sure you know what you're doing. Keep that shit to yourself. Power up. Hustle. Do something with your time instead of just laying down. Me personally, every time that I found myself on the pound or in confinement, if I did not have a hustle going on, I was miserable. I don't know why. That's what it was. I was literally, I know the difference from when I had something going on and had nothing going on. And I hated the feeling of having nothing going on. I hated the feeling of not hustling. Why? Because my time went by and I was reaping an income from it. I was stacking paper, street money off of this. So it's like, shit, yeah, I caught 60 months. So I got to sit here. There's nothing I could do for a couple years, couple calendars. But at the same time, I'm trying to make money while I'm here too. So when I get out, I can make up. Minor setback for a major comeback. And that's what you got to do. You got to keep that in your mind and make sure at the end of the day, you play your part. Don't ever let up. If your ass is wanting to hustle, take it seriously, full throttle, mash the gas. Don't even pump fake, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It isn't like the streets. You got a lot of people that are in the streets. They're 50-50. They be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They'll sell a little bit, but then they won't want to take a major step to sell something big, because they don't want to get in trouble. So they just penny pinching. You get what I'm saying? Stuck in the same plots forever. You know what I'm saying? In prison, you're already in there. You're in trouble. You're in prison. You might as well, if you're going to take the risk, you might as well make it a severe one. Because people are going to try to kill you and take what you have, whether you have 1 cigarette or a carton. It doesn't matter. So you might as well just make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't be one of these idiots that have a carton or 2 cartons on them at a time either. You see what I'm saying? You got to spread it out on the pound. You got to have certain things ducked off in different places. Even if you got some people you trust, which you might have some fallout. Some people might try to get over on you like this. But if you got 10, packs of cigarettes, for instance, 1 carton, you don't want all 10 of them on you because you look like a sweet lick. Even if you were cool with people, everybody's going to be like, man, that man got 10 packs of cigarettes in his mat right now. And all they're looking at is the dollar signs, regardless how cool y'all are, what energy y'all have had hanging out. All that shit goes out the window once they know they can reap that much money off of you just by getting you up out of there. You see? So you got to play it smart. Either you can spread it out to where you got a couple people that got a couple packs, or you can find you a hiding spot that nobody really knows about. And it ain't got to be in your dorm. It could be somewhere else on the compound. Or you could just, you know, don't get as much brought in at once. You know, there's certain ways and certain tactics that only you'll understand which is best for you, depending on what it's like at the institution you were at the time. You'll know. You'll be able to peep the vibes. You'll be able to realize, is it smart or dumb to get that much in at once? You'll be able to, you know, figure it out and sort it out amongst yourself. I can't really tell you that because we're not in there right now together. I can't really give you a feel of what that camp would feel like at this moment. You got to know that. You see what I'm saying? But the main thing is pay attention to that. That's the whole thing. Make sure you are looking at what the institution is like. Do you see anybody else bringing in cartons? If you did, what happened to the last couple people that brought in whole cartons? Who were they? Were they affiliated? Were they in a gang? Or were they by themselves? Were they neutron or unaffiliated? You know, you got to know these things so that way you don't take the same dumbass route someone else did. You see, if I do my homework, I'm about to get a couple cartons of cigarettes in, and I do my homework and I peep in the last 3 months, 5 people that have gotten cartons of cigarettes in them been stabbed and beat up and, you know, put in the infirmary and shit like that. I'm not telling nobody that I got this shit coming. You know, I'm gonna try to take my own way. You know, I'll go and I'll get little here by here. I'll make it to where every time they see me, I ain't got more than three lakhs on me. I'll make it to where every time you see me, I'll make it look like I only got 3 lakhs. So every time when people think about it, they be like, nah, he ain't got nothing like that. He only got 3 lakhs tops. Every time we see him, he's only got 3 lakhs. We ain't gonna try to rob him. Really, they don't know I got something buried or stashed in the chapel or hidden in the kitchen or the school building or, you know, right up under the police face, classification building, or like different places, you know, like it all depends on what it's like where you find yourself doing time. All right, and if you got somebody that's locked up that you know hustles, that calls you for money, then you know that they're hustling, stuff like that. You know, if as long as you're not on the real prison phone, you know, if they're calling you from like Jack's, you know, stuff like that, lace them up a little bit. Let them know these type of things that I'm talking about. Let them know to peep their surroundings, be aware, because you might run through 50 cartons in there before somebody decides to rob you. You see what I'm saying? So you might think everybody fought with you. You've been floating and just offing these things like it ain't nothing. Like it ain't nothing. And before you know it, they're just waiting until you got more than that. And then before you know it, you go for one big whop. And then bam, they get you. You see? These are the type of things you got to be on the lookout for. So I wanted to come on here and talk to y'all about it. Let y'all know how dangerous it is. But at the same time, it is very, very profitable. So it's all on you, the character you are, if you're going to take that risk. Me, personally, I had to take that risk. I was innocent inside of prison. So it was like, man, I'm going to do what I want to do while I'm here. You know, that's all I got for y'all today, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all drop in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think. What's y'all's opinion? If you were in there, do you think you would flood it? Or do you think you would do it little by little? Or would you stay off the radar? Maybe have somebody serve for you, hustle for you. And you're just, you're the man, but he's the face. You know, there's plenty of different tactics that you can do to where you make money, you understand? But never be one of them people that cut themselves short. And what I mean by that is a lot of people, instead of stacking up and getting real street money, they rather get money now and get the canteen, have shit put in their locker. You understand? Which, yeah, that's cool and all, you feel me? But there's ways to rotate that, you understand? You tell people, look, I only accept PayPals. I only accept Green Dot. I only accept, real street money, Cash App, Zelle, stuff like that. And if they ain't got nobody that can really work with that, then you say, okay, you know what? This one time, let them know this one time. Because if you let them know that you will do it all the time, they won't try to get those other things in rotation. So they be like, I got you this one time. And then they give you the canteen. You feel me? So now you put it in your locker. But you think about it. Once you stack up and you have everything in your locker and stuff like that, you go find somebody who is gonna, have money put in their account from their loved ones, and you tell them, look, dog, I got $50 worth of canteen in my locker right now, dog. How about you let me get this to you right now, and you have your peoples just put the 50 in my account. See, and then you can give him the canteen, and then his peoples will put that in your account. Boom. So you basically cashed out on all the canteen you saved by serving whatever, and now you cashed out on street money because it's in your account. And now when you get released, they give you that. They give you your money. You see what I'm saying? It might not be like right then and there. They might give you a card with it on there, or they might give you a check. They might mail it to you. But if you got released and you had 20 grand, you're gonna get all that 20 grand. You see, so it isn't like you're not gonna get that. You feel me? So there's ways that I feel like if you were to just pay attention and stack up on street money, it's like, you know, you're in a environment where all the bad things and all the illegal things is wanted the most. You see, it isn't like on the streets you got to go find people. You got to go find licks and people that want to cop stuff off you. No, in prison, everybody is around you. So it's like you ain't got to go nowhere. The money's being made right there. You see, that's why I feel like if you take that tactic, you should be straight. You feel me? You should be able to power up and crank up. And now, I've said this before. When I first got out, I came home with a car that I bought while in confinement on carguru.com on the phone. I bought a car and a truck. I bought both of these and came home with $10,000 cash that I only saved my last year in prison. See? I wish I was smart enough to do it my entire bid, because I would have came home with over 60. I'm just being real. You see what I'm saying? And for someone that, you know, gets to it when they first get in there, you know, the longer you do it, the better. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. That's how I look at it. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And like I always say, make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, and clout chasers out your circle. And until next time, this the one and only. I am my team, Frog.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though.
I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though, cause I'm a criminal. Yeah, I'm a criminal.